Good morning, Tom. Thanks for agreeing to be on Under the Spotlight and agreeing to take part. So, how's the week been so far?
Yeah, not too bad. First week back. It's not been booming, but it's been busy enough. We're just ticking over.
Yeah, well, to put you under pressure, mate, you are the first bloke on Under the Spotlight. How do you feel?
Absolutely fantastic. Let me just clean this screen a little bit, so you can get a better view of me.
You got a lot to live up to. How's lockdown?
Lockdown. First lockdown was okay. Wasn't too bad. I mean, it was more of a relaxed time. So I've moved out to the country as well. There's nothing going on in the city. Business-wise, it was okay. It was ticking over. We look after quite a few properties in the city and in the suburbs as well. Second lockdown didn't really affect us. And then just before Christmas, it was really, really busy. Really busy. I mean, so busy it was a joke, but I'm not complaining. And then obviously a couple of days back,
Yeah,
Tier 5 hit us in the face, and it just seems to have fallen off a cliff.
right.
I've picked up 4 new properties this week already, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
First of all, a couple of facts I know about you, which I found out. You're the owner of Click Lettings and Sales, 14 years this year. Is that right?
14 years, yeah.
Wow. And you're from Birmingham. You say you moved out into the country. Are you in Penkridge, or have you moved from there?
Yes, I've moved over to Penkridge, so out in the countryside.
Married?
Chase.
Married? I couldn't find out if you were married or not, are you?
No, I'm not married.
You've got kids.
I have a thing.
And currently not drinking. How's that going?
82 days
Wow.
so far.
How do you feel?
I feel good about it. I don't have the urge, but then if you think that when I stopped drinking 82 days ago, literally, it was the Friday. Was it the last Friday I had a drink? The following Friday, I caught COVID.
Right.
So I wasn't sure if it was the withdrawal from going out drinking all the time because I'd stopped drinking for a week because I just felt a little bit crappy. So I thought to myself, oh, it could just be the fact that I'm not drinking because I'm not a massive heavily drinker, but whenever I'm in the city, I was living in the city centre. So all my events, my networking, my business contacts, it was meet in a bar, meet in a hotel. And it was around lunchtime. You always have a glass of wine or a beer. And then in the evening, it'd be 3 or 4 pints. And that's in the week. And then obviously Thursday's a big day in the city. And a big night, should I say. And so is Friday and Saturday. So I just thought I'd take a step back. And then obviously because I was drinking that. And then the lockdown was drinking quite a bit of wine as well because you're just stuck at home, living the good life. I just took a step back from it. And then I thought, well, maybe that's why I'm, feeling a little bit crappy. But then I had this cough. and then I ended up going for a test. And I tested positive. And I was really, really ill with it. I was bedridden with COVID. But, I come out the other end. And I'm glad I got through the other end. But I wasn't sure. I was very, very tired after that. So it's a mixture really of probably coming away from the drink and the COVID knocked me about a bit.
Yeah,
I feel better for it mentally.
Good. Right. This is the way it goes. I'll ask you a series of questions all about you and what you do, kind of like what makes you tick. And but first of all, and I'll do this at the end as well, 5 random quick fire questions. That's all right. So let's get started. Random question time. How would you describe yourself to your family and friends? What you do.
Passionate about property. I'm passionate about people and property. I'm an estate agent, so we let, sell and manage property. I have done for 14 years. And if I didn't like what I was doing or love what I was doing, then I wouldn't be doing it.
What motivates you?
Getting people into new properties, working with new people, sorting out issues and problems, selling people's homes, creating new homes for people.
What do you do to keep fit?
Haven't been doing a fat lot as of late. But we go walking, do quite a lot of walking because where I've moved to, it's like a bit of a retreat really. It's on an old dairy farm. So there's lots of walks. I've got a mountain bike. I don't use it as much as I should. Obviously, the plan was this year to get back into the gym and get myself refocused because give myself a couple of months away from the drink and then just cleanse the body and then get back into the gym and become focused on that.
What's the best thing that's happened to you so far this week? Anything?
This week?
All right then. Since Christmas, we'll give it a bit more. You've just told me you've got 4 new properties.
Oh yeah, I've got 4 new properties. That's sort of a given because people give me the properties because they know what I'm like. I don't just take people's properties and let them and just think, oh, that's done. We're passionate about what we do here, and more so me, because I treat everybody's property like it's my property. So unlike, most agents that, it's a number, they'll get it on the market, they get it sold or get it let. My mentality is building a relationship. So it's a family business. So I'm very, very deeply in touch with the employees and the people that own the properties because I make it my business, and so does my team.
Last one of the 5. What's your favourite hobby?
Favorite hobby used to be drinking, used to be red wine and nice food. I think my favorite hobby was, I'd definitely say it's got to be up there. And a lot of people know me for it. I love Indian food. Mixed grills is a big thing of mine.
Me too. Cool. Right then, let's get going on the all about you. In less than 5 minutes, tell me a bit about yourself, about your background, where you come from, and also obviously what you do.
Have you got a timer?
I have somewhere, yeah. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. Oh, it's here.
Okay, so I grew up on a council estate in South Birmingham. Perhaps I come from nothing. Working family. Mum worked as a barmaid. Dad was a cleaner. Grew up on a council estate. So basically built my business with no experience as well. So let's just skip all the council estate stuff and just get straight through to where I started with Click. So I worked for a letting agency, and after I think it was 3 months of being there, the company went bump. I decided to get them to sign the properties over to me because that was one of the dodgy agents. They took all the deposits and rents, and they couldn't run a business any further in the city. I took the client base, paid off all their old debts, and just rebranded. Still work with some of the clients from there as well, from back then. In fact, I work with, I'd say I would work still with 80% of my client base was from 14 years ago. So my retention of business is very high because it's personal, and my clients love that about me and the business. So, it just goes to show, obviously 80% retention, if not a bit more, of business throughout all that long period of time. We went through the crash as well. I think we're going to be coming through to have another one soon as well. So I got a vision with the business and the group. So Click Lettings and sales. It used to be just Click Lettings and we've done management on the side, and now we do sales. So we're at the one-stop shop. Recently launched a cleaning and maintenance business, as you see on the car there.
Yeah.
So we've got a van, we've got a full-time maintenance guy, we've got some cleaners. We've just had a new lady start on the administration side for the business, for that business as well. She's full-time, and we've got a couple of cleaners on board. So we're looking at cleaning and maintaining people's properties. So when it comes to our own managed properties, the clients are going to get a better service, more so because they're our properties that we manage. And so when the tenants move out, we know the job's going to get done properly and correctly. The problem that I found with other companies is they don't respond as quickly as what you would like them to, or it's not as urgent to them as it is to you and your client. So it's just another job. So by setting my own cleaning and maintenance business up, it just means we give that one-stop property shop to the clients. So it's all encumbered. So when they come to let with us,
is that something you do just for Click or for your own company, or is it something you offer out as well?
No, we offer out. It's quite funny. I've started to add myself and the group onto lots of different forums, like the Jewellery Quarter and Edgbaston and Moseley and Harborne around the city. So we can do general maintenance stuff, although we have in-house, or we when it comes to electrical stuff, the circuit boards and rewires and stuff like that, more intricate stuff where you need to be qualified. So we'll get the qualified people in, but we keep the costs down as well for the clients. We don't rip people off. We're here to make money, but we're here to offer a service and a business that people can trust. And it's important to me that people can trust us. So some of our agents might say, oh, I'm not going to use cleaning and maintenance because it's part of Click, but it's a separate business, and that's how I treat it. If another agent works with me, I know I've got 3 or 4 other agents that do work with us, and they'll use our cleaning and maintenance, I've got no interest in, you know, approaching their clients or anything like that, because that's not what I'm about. It's building a separate business for the group of companies, and I've got a business partner in that side of the business. So for me, my main focus is the group of companies, and as you'll see at the bottom there, commercial as well. So I want to get into commercial. You know, it takes time. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, but in order to build the group, I've got the established estate agency business.
Yeah.
The cleaning and maintenance is just a given. And then obviously with the commercial side, I'm looking at buddying up with other commercial agents. You know, I'm not really interested in the big warehouses and factories. It's more the serviced offices, the shop fronts, the smaller stuff, and we'll grow to the bigger stuff. It's not a problem. But, you know, we want to learn and understand the market first and build affiliates out there. And it's not very hard. It's not, you know, I'm already connected very highly in the property world anyway, been in the game for 14 years. So that's it really in a nutshell. I'm just looking at building the brand, and I'm looking at acquisitions as well. So, you know, if anyone knows of any other estate agents that are looking to sell, or letting and manage agents, maybe even maintenance companies or cleaning companies that are looking to sell, for me, it's a no-brainer because it's supplemented already, because the cleaning and maintenance business from my estate agency all goes to my cleaning and maintenance business. So by buying other people's or having other estate agents, it just enforces the brand and makes us stronger, which in turn helps the end user. Everybody.
I like the brand. I do like the brand. I like the image. It's good.
I used to have a Mercedes A-Class, which had a similar brand as the similar stamp.
Yeah.
But you know, it was red, but I went for more of a corporate image, so I changed it all. And hence, we've got this branding now.
Cool. Right. Next one. Tell me some of your highs and some of there's got to be some lows. I mean, it sounds like everything's gone swimmingly, but we know in business that everything doesn't go swimmingly, especially for 14 years. So, what's the highs and the lows? What's been the greatest experience that you've had so far, and what's the disaster?
Well, I suppose the greatest experience for me was actually taking and launching the business. But alongside that, there's lots of things that I wished I never done. Whereas, you know, when you start the business, you're rolling in it, so to speak, because you've gone from being an employee of a company to earning, you know, £4,000 plus a month, from going from earning £250 a week and 50 quid a let to, you know, rocking and rolling yourself and making things happen. And so you go straight up to £4,000 a month just by doing some deals. But it was easier back then. But then obviously, you know, I was going out partying a lot. You know, everyone knows me from out and about in the city. So I don't see it as a negative. I know a lot of people, a bit of a city boy. I've just sort of stepped away, and I've stepped away from that by moving into the country now. So I've realised what I want to do with the brand, and I want people to recognise me for the brand, not Tony that likes to go out and have a drink and eat lots of food. But so I wouldn't even say there's really negatives, because there's no negatives, because to me, every day is a learning curve. No matter what you do, who you meet, there's always a positive that can be had out of it. It just depends on how your mindset deals with it.
Totally agree with that. Every one of my sayings, every day's a school day.
Yeah, you know, people know me. I'm very positive as well. I'm always sprouting off PMA to people, and my status is on Facebook. And these aren't things that I copy and paste. I'll just wake up in the morning at 6, half 6, and I'll just think of something, or I'll read some other people's statuses, and I'll get some brainwaves kicking in, and I'll just like, all right, I'll just write this, and I'll just put it out there, and I get quite a big response on that. What else? They're just, I can't really say there's been any negatives, because I don't, you know, your highs and lows is obviously your staff coming and going, you're picking the right people, but you can't always pick the right people. You think you meet the right people, and then 6 months, 12 months down the line, it's not
disappointing. Yeah, it's disappointing, and you feel like you've put a lot of time and effort into somebody, and they've let you down.
Yeah, so see, I've got this mentality, and when I interview people, I don't interview people with a mentality they're only going to be here for 6 or 12 months. Because if I had that mentality, I wouldn't bother interviewing. I'd just forget it, and I'll just keep going on my own. But in order to build the brand, you need a good team around you, and that's what I've realised. Because I've run it many years on my own, but it's better to build it with other people and share the cake. It's better to have a slice instead of the whole pie, because you're sharing it and everybody's eating, whether that's employees or business partners or affiliates or whatever.
Yeah.
But spending the time and money on staff, and then 6, 12 months down the line that they haven't got the same motivation and hunger as you, they're just seeing it as a job. And if you just see it as a job, then this isn't the right place to be. You need to be in a corporate world for that. Corporates will have you. In a small independent that's going places, you need to be hungry. You got to have drive and ambition. And if you haven't got that, then you're not really going to survive in this world. With any SME, to be honest with you, you've got to have the drive and the passion.
Yeah, and I think you've got to surround yourself with all the right people as well, because there's too much negativity in the world, and there's lots and lots of people. I mean, you've mentioned Facebook, and look, I see some of your posts and things like that. You probably see some of mine, and you need to stay positive, especially in times that we're at the moment, as things are right now. But you do need to stay positive and look at the glass half full. That's the way, and the only way that you're going to do that is, I've got a really good circle of friends. If I looked at my circle of friends from maybe from 5 or 10 years ago, compared to, and I was successful 10 years ago, had a business, a thriving business, but the people I've got around me now are much more valuable than the people that I had then. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's an important message as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The old saying goes, you're only as good as the top 5 people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And I've, over this time last year, literally, I was just coming back from Tenerife, because I went away for 19 days on my own. And over that period of time, I was on my own, and I spent a lot of time thinking. And what I realized was, next year, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to change my circle. People don't realize how hard it is to change a circle that is around you, because you rely on those people. They're associates. They're not your friends. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them are there to get what they can. Some of them are there to help you. And some of them are there just to see and try and watch you fail. Some people don't like to see you succeed. And what you'll find out is those are the people that you don't need around you.
Yeah.
So there's a word that I use, and some people will look at it differently, and it's an old sales terminology, and it's like cancer spreads. And if people out there don't really know what that means, it's basically, if you've got a group of 10 people in an office environment, and 1 or 2 of those people are constantly negative, they come in Monday morning, fucking hell, is it the weekend yet? Is it time for a break? And then it's like, how much holiday do I have? When do we get time off? Well, what happens then? Then you've got 8 other people in the room thinking about these things, and now they're not working because they're focusing on when's the next holiday, when's the next break. What did you do the weekend with the kids? I don't care what you've done the weekend with the kids. If you want to chat to people about that, come in half hour before work, or go for a break together at the end of the day. That's your personal life. I get it. We've all got that, but it brings the morale down in the office and the people around you. And that's why I've started to eradicate a lot of people from around me, because if you don't bring anything to the table, you're not going to eat. Well, you can't put food on the table if you're not putting anything into the pot.
Yeah.
If you're just taking and you're killing everything off around you, you're not going to win. And you're going to bring everybody else down. And that's not the click mentality. The click mentality is think forward, think, uprising. You've got to be positive.
You say the click mentality, it all stems from you. The foundations come from you in the first place. So you've obviously put that impression on your business, and that's how your business has grown because of that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I drove my business forward.
Your personality's in there is what I meant to say.
Yeah, and they're the people that I employ. They've got to have a similar mentality, because the customer is not always right, and I'm not afraid to say that, because customers want you to they expect us. We're the professionals, so if we go out and see them and tell them their property's worth this, say it's worth 250, but they say, I really need 275. Well, it's not worth that, because a property's only worth as much as what another property is sold in the street. Or I flip things into their mind, and I'm like, okay, if you was looking on this street to buy a property, You see, your one at 275 and the one down the road sold a month or two ago for 250. Why am I going to pay 275 for yours? Only unless it was a corner plot of land. There was a mentality of, I'm either going to buy it, extend it and sell it on, or that's my forever house. And when someone buys a forever house, that's a different mentality altogether, because your forever house, that house may be 275, but you know what? Your forever house, you'd pay £1 million for that.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're staying. You're never moving again. Because you don't think with that mentality of, oh, I'm going to sell it in a couple of years. I'm out of it. I'm going to get a bigger house. Your mentality is, this is my home. This is where I'm going to be. I don't care. I'm not moving anywhere. People don't have that mentality.
Yeah. Okay, moving on then. So what advice would you give to someone that wanted to pursue the same career as yourself into sales and lettings?
Come and speak to me, because I'm going to be looking at the franchise model. If you want to do something, you've got to speak to people who've done it. There's no point in going out there and thinking, oh, if you're a lettings or a salesperson working for a company already and you've been doing it for years, don't think it's easy, because it's not. Because although people like me and other independent owners make it look easy, the problem that you got is it's not just going out and getting the property on. When you expand and you go beyond yourself, now you've got people's wages to pay. You got to think about them, and they've got a family. So although you're paying an employee a wage, you've also got to pay their tax, their insurance, and then you've got to become VAT registered. You've got all these different things that are going on. There's a lot more to it than just going it alone, because it's a big wide world out there. And one of the things I say, it's lonely at the top.
So would you encourage people to get into it?
Yeah, 100%. But like I say, come and speak to me. I am looking at expanding my brand, and I'm looking for, I'm going to be looking for business partners or potential franchisees to take my brand into other cities. And, I'm happy to work with people. I'm an established brand already. I've already got everything set up. So why go and set up your own name when there's already one there, which you can bounce off and you can interconnect? And like-minded people, if you're an entrepreneur, it makes complete and utter sense that you do it with somebody else, because a problem shared is a problem halved.
Next one, the 3 people that have influenced you the most.
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Well,
off the cuff, by the way, people watching this don't even know this one.
It's hard, but so there's a couple of people that I listen to, which I get my motivation from, and one's Les Brown.
I like Les Brown.
I love Les Brown. If you're ever feeling down and blue, put that guy on. I guarantee by the time you finish listening to him, you are going to be laughing.
Yeah.
Because that's all he does, and it's infectious, which is amazing. Then Tony Robbins.
Okay.
Anthony Robbins. Not everybody knows who he is. I've spoken to quite a few people about him, and they're like, oh, I don't know who he is. Or some people think he's full of it.
I quite like Jay Shetty, to be honest with you.
I've not listened to Jay Shetty, to be fair.
Yeah.
I want to go and see T. Harv Eker. I've not seen him.
Okay.
Well, I haven't got really, there's not really anybody else out there that I aspire to be. I know quite a lot of business people, quite influential, or people who have made a lot of money in not just property, in all types. There's no one specific to be the third person, if I'm honest with you, because there's no one that I could say around me that, oh yeah, I'm copying this person. I'm doing my own thing. I'm rowing my own boat. And if you try to row your boat by somebody else's method, you're not really doing it to the best of your ability, because you're doing it to try and mimic them. Do it your way and do it the best way, because that's what's going to give it 110%.
Moving away from work, let's move on to your home life. What do you get up when you're not working? Hobbies, holidays, eating Indian food?
Yeah, so big passion of mine. I've got a lot of Indian friends out there. Pinder from Fulton Insurance, one of my best podgies.
I think Pinder's on next, actually, I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Today or?
No, not today, no.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I pop around to Pinder's, we eat food. I love cooking Indian food as well. Drinking was a big one. This year I'm getting going back out into mountain walking. I love mountain walking. I listen to a lot of motivational stuff. So instead of listening to the radio in the car, I'll listen to motivation. I'll listen to stuff that's going to get my mind thinking and give me inspiration and be creative. I've recently started doing some meditation as well with an app called Headspace.
Yeah, I've used that.
It's really good. I mean, you know, it's just 10 minutes, even if you sit in the car, and I've been doing it. If I don't get time in the morning at home, I'll just pull up in a lay-by. I'll take 10 minutes, shut my eyes, focus, get into it, and I'm ready for the day. And then I'll probably crank some Tony Robbins on or some trance or techno. Just to,
we sound quite similar. You and I sound quite similar. The meditation stuff, I mean, that's something that I've been doing now for probably the last 12, 18 months or so. I've done Headspace, but I've found it difficult, and it is difficult because when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business owner, or whatever, well, most people, your mind tends to wander a lot, and you end up thinking about something else. So all I would say there, and whether you've got the same kind of advice or thoughts as well, is I read now. I've never used to read, hardly ever read a book in my life until probably the last 12 months or so, and now I read all similar kind of stuff to yourself. Slight Edge, that's one of my favourite books, to be honest with you. And the Compound Effect, there's a few things like that. So when I come to meditate, if my head's not in the right space at the time, in other words, I've got too much to do or too many things to think about, I tend to read for 15 minutes. It clears my head, and then I can meditate afterwards. I don't know whether you've done anything similar.
It's funny you say about books. I've got a big collection, and I used to go to a lot of seminars, so I'd listen to people speaking and talking about names of books. Straight away, I'll go into Amazon and I'll pay for that book straight away, and I'll just get it delivered home. And sometimes I've been to seminars, I've heard 5 or 6 book names, and I'm like, bought. Next, a few days later, I get all these books coming through. I'm like, I don't read them.
Yeah.
But I knew at the time these books are going to be good, so I buy them to add to my collection. Now, although I haven't read them, they're there. So when I make the time mentally, I'm going to read them. So I've started to do different things. I'm changing my ways. You can't do everything at once. Like stopping drinking is a big thing.
Yeah.
I was a big party boy in the city centre. I stopped that, and coming away from, obviously COVID's helped me. It's been amazing. So we come away from that and getting into other things, creating mind space, headspace, reading books, going out mountain walking. Mountain walking is absolutely amazing. So if you're ever up for that, let me know.
Yeah, mate, I love it. I'm just finding someone to go with.
Yeah,
I go with the missus. We do lots of walking, and I'm into the fitness, as you know, and things. But we do a lot of walking, but we don't really find that we haven't. It isn't that we haven't got the time. We don't put the effort in. You know what I mean? So
you need to make time, and the best time to do it. And I know it's hard for most people because people's mentality is work Monday to Friday, and weekends are for relaxing. Well, Sunday morning, get up early, 6. It kills you. If you get up at 6, half 6, and just get your gear on, get out of the house, grab a McDonald's or grab a coffee, whatever, and go out and hit the hills. I tell you what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock comes, and like you're 3/4 of the way around, and wherever you've gone, and it's like you look at the views, and you're like, I'm so glad I got my ass out of bed this morning.
Yeah, I often got the reeking with my daughters on Sunday morning.
Yeah, Telford. Yeah. So I've only been to Telford Reeking once, and that was a few weeks back. That was good. But I've recently bought 2 books, and I've joined some Facebook groups. I'll add you to them as well. I think I paid about £8 for these books. These books are about £35. I just bought the second-hand ones off Amazon, walking books, which are local to us.
Okay.
They're good. They're good. It's good to get out and about. You need to do that. Don't get up in the morning and look at your phone the first thing, because that is going to cloud your judgment, because you're going to look at Facebook and the first thing you're going to read is negativity.
Yeah.
You've not even let yourself wake up. You should wake up. Try it half an hour without looking at your phone. It kills you at first. But if you get up, give yourself half an hour, no phone. I know it's a killer because I've done it. And you give yourself no phone. I bet you after 4 days, you'll get more clarity, and you'll be like, just because I haven't looked at my phone, or don't look at your phone just before you go to bed.
I'm a lot about a routine in the morning. I get up at 6, meditate, read, do my affirmations and all that. I mean, it's not for everybody. I know it's not for everybody, but I do all that kind of stuff.
I'm a lover of that.
Yeah, I like doing all that kind of stuff, and I've actually, bizarrely, I've created myself a little 4-minute video that I'll watch every morning. You know when people have vision boards? Well, I don't have specifically a vision board. I've got a vision video. And so what I do is I've created my own little video, and every morning I've got some dance music on. Bizarrely, I've created it with dance music. I've created it with dance music, and it just runs me through. I've got a couple of them. I've got one, my long term, and I've got one that I actually finished doing yesterday for this year. And what it does is it sets me some targets and some goals, and I remember my why and how I'm going to get there. And it's really motivating. So that's part of my routine in the morning as well. And hence the reason you and I are quite similar by the sound of it. I'm very buoyant. The glass is half full. And
I would like to come and watch that video with you. Do you know why? Because then you're accountable.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Some people are frightened to show other people their dreams because, you know, for instance, what do most people's dream boards consist of?
A big boat, a hotel, a villa.
I've got my vision board. I've done a vision board as well. And that consisted of a boat, having a house abroad on a lake with a boat, with speed. What do you call those those things that go in the water? I was going to say quad, but jet skis.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I'll have a penthouse in the city centre and a Lamborghini. And it's like, well, is a Lamborghini a practical vehicle?
Yeah, and are those really what you want? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And so I looked at these visions and I'm like, right, okay. But if I sat and showed that people who aren't entrepreneurial thinking, then they're going to think, oh yeah, you think you this, you think you that. Well,
yeah.
You know, I've got a dream, I've got a vision.
Yeah.
Your dream and vision is going to work Monday to Friday and then playing for the weekend. Well, sorry, I've done all that. I'm planning bigger now. I want more. Yeah,
totally agree. Listen, this is a difficult one. The last one, I'm going to read this off the screen. Sell yourself. You've only got 1 minute, Tone. 1 minute, not 20. Sell yourself. Why should customers come to you?
Well, if you listen to this video, so why you should come to us is we're passionate about property. We've been in the game for 14 years. We treat your property like it's our own. So we let, we sell, we manage, we clean, we maintain. We're the one-stop property shop. We cover the whole of Birmingham, to Coventry, to Wolverhampton, South Staffordshire, Redditch to Lichfield. We will cover all those areas. The thing is, we've got property in Nuneaton, we've got property in Warwick, we've got property in Wolverhampton and Solihull. Our majority of our stock is city centre, but the suburbs is where we're at next. We're looking at building the brand.
Cool. You did quite well there. Well done. The random question time, the last 5. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Keep it short.
With a bigger group of companies throughout the UK. Part of the Click Group. The expansion of the group.
What did you want to do when you were little?
I wanted to be a chef.
Did you?
And I've done that. I was a chef.
Done that? Okay.
Yeah. But it was great when I was younger because you're working till 2 in the morning and, you know, 1, 2 in the morning by the time you finish your shift, and then you're going out drinking and then it's 6 in the morning and you got to be back at work for 11. It's a single person's lifestyle.
Yeah. If you were stranded on a desert island, who would you want to be with? Who's the one person you'd pick to be with?
Who would I want to be with? Probably Tony Robbins, so we could
pick his brains.
Yeah. Well, he'd have no one else to talk to, would he? So we'd have to infuse and he'd have to offload to me. So
he's still trying to sell you something, though.
Yeah.
What makes you laugh the most?
Other people and their beliefs and how they see things.
Cool. Last but not least, if there's anything that you could change about yourself, what would it be? And you've probably addressed some of that because you were drinking and now you're not. And I know you're only 3 months in, but it's
yeah, a bit more receptive to negative people, to help their mindset. Because the more people I help, the more better I will become as a person.
Fabulous. We're done, mate. It was supposed to be 25 minutes, mate, and I think you've run over by about 10. Because good God, you can talk. It's good. Time to wrap up. So, Tone, it's been great. Thank you ever so much for jumping up. I hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know how these things are supposed to run. I've got no idea. I'm fairly new to this, and it's a bit of fun. So
You just got to go with it, haven't you? That's the thing. You have just got to go with it and just see where it goes.
good, excellent. All right, mate. Well, what I'll do is I'll put all your details on here, so people know how to get in touch with you with email addresses, phone numbers, and so forth and things. But till next time, mate. Great. Anybody else? Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, Tone.